Good morning. It is June 17th. 2 days ago, I just got my permanent zirconia set of all-on-4 um, dental implants. Here we go. Wait. Yeah. And yeah, I would have done an update video a couple days ago, but didn't really know what to say. Hadn't really tried them out yet. I can tell you, compared to the temporaries, they feel 1,000 times better. Not perfect. I don't know that anything is perfect. I mean, it's still an artificial, appliance that's in my mouth. But it feels way better. The bottom appliance is smaller. I can work around it better with my tongue. Uh, some of the little bit of palate cover that was there for protective reasons, while the gum line heals, a little bit of that palate cover that was there is actually much smaller. So now my tongue hits in a different place to say my S's. So my S's are a little bit different. So I kind of have to relearn how to talk a bit. Like if I end a word with an S sound, like to say place. That seems to be a little easier than starting with an S sound. So I really need to continue to work on that a little bit. It's just a little bit different from the arches that I've had in for the past 3 months. But they're like having, I don't know, like glass or crystal or quartz or something in your mouth. It's pretty strange. The sound is definitely unique. Like, I don't know, you can hear that. It's more of a clacking sound. It's not like a clunk or a dull thud like the plastic was. Uh, and it's certainly has a little more resonance to it than uh, actual human teeth. But the bite alignment is good. I feel most of it hitting on the left side over here. They said I'll get used to that, and then my mouth will adjust. So apparently, when I have my real teeth for 40 plus years, I ground them down, and they were worn down, and so my bite alignment was off because of that. And so now I have to adjust to a straight bite alignment, but it's still a little bit annoying. But I've got a follow-up appointment in about a month for them to do another scan, make sure everything is good. So when I got these, different from the 3D printed resin arches, which have a little bit of flex to them, like they'll flex a little bit and then they break. But when they put those in, the implants themselves are fused to the bone. So when they screw in those well, basically plastic temporary teeth, those teeth will kind of ever so slightly bend and conform to the pressure from the screws into the implants. These zirconia teeth have no flex or give whatsoever. So when they put those on, when they screwed those down nice and tight, there was a lot of pressure at first, and I'm getting used to that already. But I assume, I never had braces, but I assume it's akin to someone who had braces, getting their braces tightened, for example, where everything is just pulling a little bit more. They told me there'd be some pressure. It's unusual. I haven't been biting things, like really chewing anything, for several months. So to do that now, and especially after breaking the bottom appliance, that's really scary. Um, but I'm getting used to the idea that these aren't gonna break on me. My prosthodontist said that when they, were testing out these particular, I don't know, the facility they have make these, I guess, when they were testing them out, They took a pair of them, and he said he threw them on the ground in the parking lot and drove over them with his truck, and nothing happened to them. He said there wasn't even a scratch or anything like that. Because I asked him, I said, how much force can these take? Because human teeth can, according to the internet, take about 30,000 pounds of pressure before they crack or break. And he said a lot, and his eyes got big, a lot. So I don't know if they can take 30,000 pounds of pressure before they break. But what I do know is that if you were missing a single tooth and you got a zirconia crown or false tooth made of zirconia, it will destroy your other teeth around it because it's such a harder material. So I'm trying to gain that confidence of being able to chew things up. The first thing I did eat, I intended to eat steak and salad because I miss salad. I like salad. And I still haven't had a salad yet. But my intent was to eat a steak and a salad. I was going to have that for lunch right after I got my teeth done. And then the steakhouse that we intended to go to when I got there, they didn't open until much later in the afternoon. So that was kind of a bust. But I went to my favorite Mexican restaurant here in Phoenix, Manuel's. I love Manuel's. And I had steak fajitas and tortilla chips, and I was able to crunch them up no problem. Initially, there was some interesting feeling with the pressure on these back here, but the more I eat, the less I'm feeling that. But that's going to be a little bit of a process. They are tighter to the gums, so there is more pressure on the gum line initially. The gums will conform to the prosthetic over time, and I'll feel that less and less. They're easier to talk with, I think. I just need to readjust. But I can chew pretty much anything. They said I had 0 food limitations, so I did chew gum. It was awesome to chew gum after not chewing gum for, well, probably about a year. Yeah, I got a piece of chewing gum, chewed it right up. It was really nice. Because these are so slick, the zirconia is super sleek, and it feels like glass. It feels like they're as smooth as marbles. So when you're chewing gum, it kind of makes a squeegee sound. So as you're biting into the gum. So that's interesting, but it was nice. I can chew gum. I can literally chew gum, which is great, and probably a great exercise to get myself used to these chewing gum. Also, let's see. I bought an apple. I went to the store and I bought apples. Apples aren't my favorite, but I figured I would try one anyway. And initially trying to bite into it, my bite is a little smaller. My prosthodontist made the upper teeth a little bit longer. He said that so they would present more when I talk. Makes sense. My natural teeth were like in and kind of behind, and you really couldn't see them. It kind of looked like this all the time. But yeah, but that means the opening is a bit smaller than what I was used to. So getting my mouth around the outside surface of an apple was a little bit tough. But once I figured it out, I was just taking big chunks right out of it and crunching it right up like nothing. I've had bacon, which is great. Toast, English muffins. I can eat anything, and that's really great. The color is a little bit like a touch darker than my last, the temporaries. You might notice that from video to video. They're a tiny little bit darker, which kind of freaked me out at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, I got used to having that crazy, bright Hollywood white smile. But everybody tells me that these look way more natural, which is good, because I didn't want to look like I had, really expensive false teeth. I wanted to look like I have really nice natural teeth. So these are better. Obviously, there's no gaps or spaces of any kind. This is all one solid piece that's carved into shape. So there's no place for food to get in between. That doesn't happen. That cannot happen. But they do look pretty natural, so they're pretty good at this. Like canines are a little shorter than I wanted. My natural canines were bigger, but for whatever reason, people in the dental world don't think that you need your canines. So they always like when people would have braces, you can tell because they like shave them down and stuff. So if you ever see people with perfect smile, but their canines are flat, it's because they had braces or they have veneers, and they get rid of those. Like you don't, they think you don't need them. I don't know why, but anyway, I wanted my canines a little bit longer, but I can live with them, I guess. I'm not trying to look like a vampire, but in any case, so these are my new teeth. These are my permanent teeth. They should last if I take care of them 15, 20 years or more. It was nice when I went in and they removed the other arches. They said that I've done an amazing job keeping them clean, so that's good. So I can just keep up that routine knowing that my dental routine as far as cleaning is concerned is good. Every time I eat, like if I eat a meal, the first thing I want to do is use my water pick at this point. I just want to get any gunk or junk out of my mouth. I mean, I'm sure my mouth is cleaner than it's ever been before. But I use the water pick. I spray across. Upper here, you can see. Right, where it connects, maybe? I don't know. And the lower. So you can see there's not really a gap there. And a very little bit of air. I can push air through there. If you're a singer, I want to mention this. If you're a singer, if singing is something you do and your teeth are having problems, but I would recommend don't do this because it will change what you're able to do. So if you are singing a song and you hit a hard F sound and you're really projecting and kind of belting that out, you will get a fart sound. That sound is air coming out of the top. It's not coming out of my cheeks, it's coming out of the top. That's up here, right? That's air blowing right through the appliance between the upper arch and the upper gum line. So that's problematic for singers. So if you're a singer, you should know that. Don't do this. Get veneers or something else. Find a different method of dealing with your teeth if you're having problems. Anyway, I don't know if you have questions or comments or whatever. If I see them, I'll be happy to answer them. Other than that, here's my update. They look good. They feel good. They don't feel natural. I don't think they ever will. They're not. They're they're prosthetics. But I would say at this point, I'm very pleased with the result. Obviously, I'm not in pain, and my smile looks fantastic, better than it ever did in my life previously. So there it is. Questions or comments, leave them down below. If I see them, I'll answer them. Otherwise, have a fantastic day.